apparently scorpion venom or scorpion milk is the most expensive liquid in the world, if you didn't know that. So you can milk scorpions.
Are you going to do the Fokker reference, or am I going to have to do it?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
This is like really out of my comfort zone. I will go across the country and bungee jump off of something, and that will feel more comfortable than getting in front of a camera and talking about myself. I'm like, one day, someone is going to ask me to arm wrestle.
On a podcast.
Do you ever do that? Do you ever like learn something or do something just in case one day somebody asks you if you can do it?
No.
Nailed it.
What are your other passions, Christa? I know you like to do all of the things we talked about, but what are some things that maybe the general public doesn't know about you? Can you think of any moments where you feel like you failed yourself?
That's a good question. Yes.
Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Ready?
Yep.
Welcome to the Barbells and Bourbon podcast, where there is strength in stories from the comfort of my home. I am your big, bald, bearded, barbell lifting, bourbon drinking son of a bitch, Shaun. And joining me today is Christa Giolinella.
Hello.
Welcome to our home, Christa.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Excited.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm nervous. I don't do a lot of talking on camera, so it's something, I'm trying to get better at. So
Challenge
I'm excited
yourself.
but nervous. Yes.
Step out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is not easy. Sitting in that seat, talking about your life is difficult. But there's strength and vulnerability. Yes. So I respect you for coming. I admire you for what you're doing. It's going to be a blast.
No, I'm excited.
You're going to be, you're going to love it. So
thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So Christa, what do you enjoy most? Ripping around on your crotch rocket, doing a roundhouse kick, or shooting guns?
Everything.
All of the above.
I like to try things, and I like to do fun things that I enjoy, and those are definitely a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've been following you on social media for a couple years. I started following you when you started working with Axe and Sledge supplements. Mm-hmm. And those are the things that I've seen.
Yeah.
Right? The basics, what you do in your daily life. I've seen animals, I've seen fitness stuff, and all of the things I mentioned. But I have a feeling there's more to your life than what you post on social media, right?
Of course.
And that's why you're here and why I want to talk to you, because you have a life story, you have experiences, and those experiences are probably going to help somebody else who's watching right now, because they might go through something similar. Mm-hmm. And hearing that you had already gone through it, they're going to feel maybe some comfort. So, do you have any opening messages for the viewer, any value that you want the viewer to get out of our conversation today?
I think a big one is, and I don't want to sound like cliche or anything, but like really doing things that, you want to do in your life, no matter, if you're scared, like how I am right now doing this podcast. No, I'm just kidding. Or like outside factors, like what people think, what you should be doing. If there's something like you want to try in life or want to experience, just do it and like conquer whatever fears you have about it. Or, if you always want to try it, life's too short, and, you should just do things you enjoy. And you don't know if you enjoy them unless you do them.
Exactly. No, you're right. And we talked before we started filming, and, I mentioned some of the things that I know that you did, and those aren't typically girly things.
Right.
I don't know if that's politically correct or not, but oh well, I said it. But that is to your point. You do them because you fucking love them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And no one's going to tell you not to because maybe it's a boy sport or a boy thing.
Yeah.
You're just going to do it anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I like try not to think of it like that at all, And I always, a lot of things I do that are more like male dominant, I love when other females also do them and like love them, because I'm like, a lot of people, no matter,
yeah,
like they're just fun things. And, so I always try to get like my friends to try things that, I know they want to. I have, a lot of good friends that ride motorcycles. I met some cool people that also do like jujitsu and stuff like that. So yeah, I just
I love
enjoy
it.
those kind of
See,
things.
and you're influencing others to try things too. So
I
you're
hope
already
so.
helping.
Yeah.
So we're going to do something that we've never done on an episode before. We're going to crack into some bourbon a little early. We're going to calm the nerves, crack into some bourbon. And you actually brought a gift.
Oh,
Shameless plug. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
right, you can pour it
So
first.
Christa brought Jefferson's Ocean Aged at Sea. And I've actually been eyeing this one up for quite a while, but never actually bought it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. It's pretty smooth, and there's like a different story, I guess, on every one of
Yeah,
them.
I was
On
reading the
words.
label.
Yeah.
It's quite the story. Who has more?
Yeah.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
What do you think?
Excellent. Good choice.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Christa. I want to get to know you as a person. I know some of the things you do, but there's more to you than those things. So we're going to kind of walk back in time.
Okay.
Start with your childhood. Let's build that picture and see what turned you into this truck and riding. Oh my gosh. Crotch rocket riding. It's hitting me early. Gun shooting, roundhouse kicking girl. So where did you
Yeah.
grow up originally?
So you know what's funny is I actually was born in Plum. Yep.
No shit.
Yeah.
Where did you live in respect to here?
I'm trying to think because I mean I was really young. I moved in first grade, so like roads and stuff. I went to Center in like kindergarten at first. Yeah. So I don't know, Francis Road, like
Yeah.
by St. Joseph's.
Yeah, St. John's or
John's?
St. Joseph's. Either way,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Small
yep.
world.
And then we moved to South Butler, like Saxonburg area, because my dad wanted land and build a house. So, so like growing up, I would say I was a like daddy's girl. Like I helped him with a lot of things. Definitely tomboy.
Yeah.
So yeah, my dad built our house, like built the whole thing. Took a long time, but like I would help him do that kind of stuff. I was always involved with sports, and well, it's funny because like I loved monkeys when I was little. I think
Okay.
because I like loved to climb on things. Like ever since I was like really little,
Okay.
I would just climb on stuff. So I think honestly, like that is why like the fitness and like I did CrossFit, like Spartan races.
So you were an
And
adventurous kid.
I was.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for my parents now looking back on like just some of the things.
Krista's in the tree again.
Yeah.
I'm
yep.
sure they were terrified that you were
Yeah,
going to
because
break.
I'd get
Did you-
stuck in there.
Did you ever
and,
break a bone? Fall?
I did break my arm because I jumped off. Like when we were younger, we had bunk beds, and I jumped off of it, and I don't know, just landed on it.
Oh my gosh.
And it was my sister's birthday, and she thought I was lying, like just like
To ruin her birthday?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know, like it hurts pretty bad. I was in like
See this?
second grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like broke 2 bones.
God.
But knock on wood, I haven't. That was, probably the worst of it.
You've wised up. No more jumping off bunk
Yeah,
beds.
I don't think I wised up, but yeah, I don't jump off of bunk
Okay.
beds. I land better.
So how was your relationship with your parents? Obviously, you said you were a daddy's girl, so you were very
Yes.
close to him. How was your relationship with mom too?
So my mom, yeah, me and my mom's relationship is really good. Always has been. She's a very sweet lady. My dad was always like, he's very strict. So we had a good relationship, especially when I was a big tomboy, because he liked
Doing the same stuff
Yeah,
that-
and I do have like a brother and stuff, but I was, definitely a tomboy, and I have 2 sisters. But me and my dad didn't always get along, especially when I started getting older, and
Like
we
what?
didn't get like as close, and I
'Cause
just
you were kind of like trying to do your own thing, and
yeah.
you felt like you were kind of pulling away, maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like getting older, like wearing makeup and going to friends' houses and stuff like that.
you weren't his little girl anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And I think now that I don't live with my parents anymore, like we have a good relationship now. But there was definitely a time where I'm like, I don't, because he's we don't talk a lot about like deep emotional stuff. If that makes sense.
So you were like buddies.
Yeah, like when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
helped him with everything. We did like played football, stuff like that. He's always been there, like he's a really good dad, always been there for me. If I ever needed anything, he's always, gone to all of our soccer games and stuff like that. But yeah, just let you know, like, but there's just, he's not good at talking about his feelings. And so, growing up with that, I'm not good about talking about my feelings.
Even to this day?
Yeah, yeah. Still something I'm working on.
Okay.
So, like, even stuff like this, like getting deep and like talking about, I think that's like one of the reasons why I'm nervous, because I don't,
Yeah. I mean, now that you say that,
especially to like a bunch of like, people.
A lot of people don't think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it is, 100%. But I also like doing things out of my comfort zone,
Yeah.
so that's why I want to be here and doing this, because it's cool and I'm honored for the opportunity.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to have you again. Now, so you had two sisters,
Yes.
one brother.
Yes.
Where do you fall age-wise?
So I have an older sister, then me, and then brother, and then younger sister.
How's your relationship with your siblings?
Really good, actually. Yeah, my older sister.
You
I
say
mean,
actually, like that's
Yeah.
a shocker. I've heard stories.
Yeah, yeah. So like my older sister. I mean, obviously we're really close in age. We're like, I think a little over a year apart. So like growing up, we were always close. So I started like wearing her clothes, and she would get mad and stuff. But so like normal sister stuff. But she lives in Tennessee now, so and just had her second child, and he's my godson, and I like miss all of them so much all the time.
How often do you get to see your godson?
So I only saw him once. Like he was born
Oh.
on New Year's Day. So I went down there a few weeks ago for a week, and got to see him and see my niece just turned 2. So
How about the other siblings, the other brother and sister?
yeah, my brother. I mean, we're not crazy close, but we're close. I see him every once in a while. And then my youngest sister, we're super, super close. Always have been. She will be 25 actually on the 1st. So
Happy early birthday.
yeah,
That's
so it's
Saturday.
yeah, I was like, it's coming
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, so this is Saturday, the 22nd of February.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yep. So she's gonna be 25. She has Down syndrome. So like growing up, we were very, very close. Like when my mom started working again, I'd watch her a lot, and so she was always like my, just,
Her best friend.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd take care of her a lot and stuff. Just a little different growing up, I guess.
Yeah.
But it taught me a lot. Definitely made me grow up faster, but in a good way. Like, just taught me a lot about life without even meaning to teach me.
Yeah, it probably forced you to grow up fast because you were like a mother figure to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked up to you, which adds some pressure to be a
Yeah.
good role model for her, right?
Yes. Yeah. for sure.
It's probably also humbling and makes you appreciate things a little bit more too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
How
yeah.
did
And I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah, I think like, I don't think our family would be as close if she wasn't a part of it. Like she makes, I don't know, she just has this energy and love that I think affects all of us, and it's contagious. And I honestly think like I couldn't imagine my family like without her.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I can sort of relate to that, but not to this level. But the first time we actually saw each other was at an event called A Night to Remember,
Yes.
which is a kind of like a prom for those with special needs.
Mm-hmm.
This was, I think, 2 years ago.
Yep.
3 maybe. I don't know. It was a while. I was there as Captain America
Yep.
to entertain.
Yeah.
And I saw you. I'd recognize you from Axe and Sledge and all that stuff. And you were there with your sister. But I teared up so many times at that event
Yeah.
because that is the most genuine form of happiness
I know.
that you will ever experience.
It is. It's
Right?
It's a lot of fun. Yeah. Have you been back since then?
I just went that one time.
Okay.
Yeah. I've kind of retired from doing that
Yeah.
Captain America stuff, but I'd love to go back and just
Yeah.
volunteer to do
Yeah.
anything.
You can be a buddy. They're always looking for volunteers to be buddies for like, people that don't have anyone to go with, that want to go with somebody. So that's always fun.
I got to walk someone down the red carpet,
Yeah.
which was super cool.
Yeah.
But I'm still on the email list, so
Yeah.
I still
Oh,
get
that's
the
awesome.
reminders. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe
Yeah,
I will
those
go
are really
back.
fun. Yeah. Night to Remember is probably one of my favorite dances. Like we went to like Night to Shine. That's also a really, really good one. But yeah, Night to Remember, that's one we've been going to like recently.
Okay.
And yeah.
So you're wearing a polar plunge sweatshirt,
Yes,
Christa.
yes.
Why are you wearing a polar plunge
Because
sweatshirt?
I jumped into freezing cold water today.
What a way to start out the day
I
before the
know.
episode.
I know, I'm still like, I'm like warm now, but I've been doing it for, I was actually trying to think of how long I've been doing the polar plunge, and I want to say 5 or 6 years. Like, I think I first started volunteering like back in 2014 or 15, but didn't do like me and I would take my sister and we'd kind of just hang out and like they have like vendors and dance parties and music and stuff like that. So we would just go, and then we started jumping in the pool, and it's cold.
Yeah. So I've never done a polar plunge, but
Mhm.
I jumped into the ocean off of the coast of Finland in
Oh,
December about, I think it was 8 or 9 years ago now.
that is cool.
It was crazy.
Was it for like something like?
No. So a little Finnish history for you. One of the traditions in Finland is saunas. Everyone does saunas
Yeah.
from the age of 3 till the age of
Oh,
103.
that's
That's
cool.
just something they do in that country. So I was there with a bunch of American men for one of the projects that I had been working on at the time for work. So there's like 8 American men naked in this sauna with this old Finnish man,
Yeah.
and the other guys I was with, the Americans, were like, "This is so weird, bro. This is." I'm like, "Listen, it's weird if you make it weird,
Yeah.
but that guy over there has been doing this since he was 3,
Yeah.
and he doesn't think it's weird.
Yep.
And let's just enjoy the tradition, and we're honoring his culture." And so we run from that nice, cozy, warm smoke sauna
Yep.
down this wooden pier, jump into the ocean.
How was it?
Jefferson's Ocean.
Hey.
Totally different.
Yep.
Totally different. Let's hope it's different ocean water. But I tell you what, I felt so invigorated
Yeah,
afterwards.
it's crazy.
Yeah, you just come alive so
Yeah.
quickly. And
Yep.
there are health benefits. I mean,
Oh, for
everyone's
sure,
doing
yeah.
cold plunges
Yep.
these days.
Yeah.
My neighbor has one in his backyard.
Yeah.
So,
I do like I've done the cold plunge, you know, like for some reason in my head it's different. Like that it's
yeah, it's controlled and
yeah.
yeah.
You can kind of like ease your way in a cold plunge
And there's not 100 people watching you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because in this, yeah, you're like jumping into it and it's like very like the initial shock.
Yeah.
But I just give props to like, because we have some, I'm a gymnastics coach for Special Olympics, and that's like what it is to raise money for Special Olympics. And so we have some of the girls from our class do it, and like, and it's crazy because it's especially like when it's really cold, and you are just mentally preparing yourself to jump into freezing water, and then you look around at how many people are doing it, how many people are getting out, and they're just taking pictures after, and you know,
Like it's
or
nothing.
like running to get warm, and yeah, and like we have a bunch of athletes that come and do it, and I'm like, all right, like just standing in the cold for so long, just watching everybody else be like running to try to get warm, and you're like, all right, don't even think about it. It'll be fine. It'll
Probably
be fine.
psych yourself out waiting that long,
I know, yeah, but
right?
it's almost like no matter how much you don't want to do it, like no matter how much like how cold you are, you're gonna do it anyway.
It's a good
like you know
cause.
you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
When it's time to change, you're gonna change.
Yeah.
You might not want to do it, but you're gonna do it.
Well, you've all seen
And
her
then-
jump in from the intro, so you've all seen her do it. So it's for Special Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
It's a charity event.
Yes.
You've been doing it for 7 years. What other special needs, Special Olympic type things have you done since you have a sister with Downs?
Yes. So, yeah, obviously she's the reason I got really involved with, you know, that community. So I started coaching gymnastics. So I just got my 10-year pin actually for Special Olympics coaching.
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, it was cool that they even like me and the other coach Jamie, we both started at the same time and didn't even know like that they did that or knew or you know paid attention to those kind of things.
Yeah.
So it was cool to get that in the mail. So and we grew our team like we had like obviously my sister she always did you know she's been doing it for 10 years as well. But we had 1, 2 like in the first couple years there was not many you know people doing it or athletes doing it, and now there's at least 10. So, which, you know,
Yeah.
is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, we get like 10 to, I don't know, sometimes a little more. But it's like
Now,
around 10 now.
are the parents, if I phrase any of these questions wrong, because I just want to be careful on talking about special needs and I never want to say anything that could be offensive. So if
Yeah.
I do, I apologize. But are the parents enrolling their children to just give them something to do, to work towards, to feel accomplished about? Is it all about
Yeah.
entertainment?
Yeah, I mean, there's, a bunch of different things, just something where they can, have challenges and learn new things and some like even get out of their comfort zone. Like we have girls that's never done any sort of, dance or gymnastics or anything like that. And it's like trying something new and, and we encourage them to do it because, you will make it work for anybody. We have a boy this year on our team as well.
Awesome.
He is, yeah, he's great. And the girls, they all support him and love him, and like it's honestly like such a big family now. And I like live in Ohio now.
I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
sorry, I didn't mention that.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I drive, yeah, here every week to coach because like even though I don't want to drive over 2 hours, losing my voice, don't want to drive over 2 hours, like I can't not coach. And then it doesn't even matter, like, if you're like, it's great because if you're having a bad day and then you have to drive 2 hours, you get there and it could be like the shittiest day. And then you go there and it is just like a room full of love. Like, as soon as you
I know.
like walk in the door, everyone's just excited. Everyone just like, you just miss them, they miss you. You say something that's not that funny, but they will laugh to make you feel better,
It's unconditional happiness.
Yeah. Like
Right?
if I do a handstand, and like the support that like they give each other and like me, like if I do a handstand, they will tell me how good it like another person does a handstand. They all are just so supportive of each other no matter what. Like if you mess up a routine, you still did amazing. Like
Yeah.
it's an awesome thing to just watch. Like sometimes like me and like the coach, like when we have another coach now, Desiree, that's been helping, and then Brody, and we were all with the puller plunge this year because she used to coach too, and then she had a baby. But even just like sometimes we'll just like sit if like the girls are kind of talking or whatever, and just watch them because like they're just so sweet and genuine and like loving, and it's just I mean there is drama. Don't get me wrong, there is
There still
drama,
is.
and I'm like it's really funny because I feel like I'm so a part of the drama. Like just listening to like boys and gymnastics I think too like is a safe place for them to let us know like things that are going on, trust that you know we won't judge or like understand, and like that's I guess a really good point too of just making the environment somewhere where they can trust us as coaches and know that if there is drama or if girls aren't getting along, which as loving as they are, you like that definitely happens. And we want to be there to kind of help the conflict or figure out why it's happening because usually it's misunderstandings.
Yeah.
So or just to talk about if there's something bothering them, and like I've had girls pull me aside and be like, can I talk to you outside for a little bit? I'm like, of course.
Yeah.
They'll call me randomly and be like, hey, I need to tell you this. And it's just nice that they know that they can trust us and like tell us things, that's like bothering them or just like silly things that happened at school or life steps.
It's like an unbiased ear. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
probably harder to talk to your parents about stuff like that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
or close friends or other family members
Right.
that could judge you or
yeah,
what's wrong with you? You shouldn't feel like that, or,
yeah, yeah. And especially, yeah, because now that, and it's crazy too, because we started this 10 years ago. So a lot of the girls that started early, just like watching them grow up, and now a lot of the girls are, getting boyfriends or like just love, obsessed with boys. And some of them, and they're all different, some of them are, some of them aren't. But it's, there's definitely, been some drama there.
do you put pressure on yourself to be a support system for them? Like, do you feel like you always have to be there or you always have to give them the best advice? Like, do you add pressure to yourself for that?
Yes and no. I feel like I do, but it's because like I really want to be like the best like listener or whatever they need for them. So it's pressure, but it's easy because like I, just want them to know
It's not a
like how
job
much
for
like
you.
yeah,
It's just something
yeah.
that you do. Yeah. That's
Oh
so
my
cool.
God, we're getting emotional talking about it.
I mean, yeah, that's I get it though.
Even like today it was so cute. Like Haley, she like did not want. This is like the weekend she like looks forward to every year, and like she was like bawling, and I'm like, stop. Like she wanted, our other coach to take her home. She didn't want to leave yet, and then my sister was so sad because she usually comes every year, and she had a cheerleading competition in Columbus, and so she like was so sad about it. um, so it's yeah, it does get emotional just because, especially my sister, like we're very close and like I don't know.
It's
There's
changed
so
your
much
life.
love.
Yeah.
It definitely has. Definitely has. Just like the compassion and and going to like Night to Remember and stuff, like you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's yeah, or the summer games, that's pretty crazy. There is thousands of athletes and there's like a dance and there's games and stuff when you're not competing. Um, but even when you are competing, like there's just I don't know, just really awesome to see and just everyone working hard and
Yeah.
it's really special
Feel like it's made you a different person, a better person?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to imagine like if that wasn't like a big part of my life. Like I honestly don't even know like if I mean would I be like have the same attitude towards things? Like would I still be
Compassion. Yeah.
volunteering? Yeah,
Yeah.
like even if I wasn't related. I mean, she definitely helped me understand a lot more about that and just um, like just wanting to help and do what I can and because I am protective of her too, so and I'm protective of all of them in gymnastics and so it's I don't know it's been I don't know just a cool thing to look back on too and
Yeah.
I think it's changed me for
What's
the
the
better.
age gap between you and her?
So she is 25 and so she'll be 25 and I'll be 32.
Okay. So you were 7.
Yeah,
Doing the
six,
quick
7.
math.
Yeah, I know.
So you were 7 when she was born.
Yes.
Do you remember the time where you were like, she's a little bit different?
I remember my parents like talking to us about like how she's gonna look a little bit different, how she's not, she's gonna take more time to like learn things and like I honestly like didn't I was just like, okay.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
Like I didn't really
Well,
understand at that
you
point.
didn't know.
I had no
Yeah.
idea. I was just like, okay, like that's okay. And and it's funny too because I think I was 6 or 7 and she was the cutest baby. Oh my gosh. But I never really like when I was younger like looked at her like she was like different even though I knew, she had something called Down syndrome. I didn't really understand what it was, but I was like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, she's still my little sister and we had therapists like come to the house all the time, occupational therapists, physical therapists, speech therapy. We learned sign language when we were little just in case like her speech wasn't as well. So like, we could like I know my alphabet now and like some colors that I remember and then just random words.
Yeah.
Like she did more a lot. So we just learned that to help her. Yeah.
So, I mean,
And
it made
then
you grow up fast.
yeah, like there was certain things like even because I was so younger, so sometimes if we had to have a babysitter, but like I would be like, okay, we have to put thicket in her drink because like she couldn't swallow liquids well, so it was just like certain things like I knew how to do that and I just helped her and then I don't know just even with a babysitter it was still like okay, but we have to do like this, you know.
Yeah.
And I was always, always very protective and stuff of her. Sorry, I just skipped the two.
Do you want kids of your own? You don't have to
Oh,
answer.
wow. Yes. I do. It's something we like talked about because I do like my niece and nephew. I just like love them so much. I don't know like the right time frame yet. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
hard.
being I've known you for an hour and
You know what I mean?
10 minutes, I'm going to give you some advice.
Okay.
Now, I had kids very young. I
Mhm.
was 26 when I had my first child.
Yeah.
Some people think that's really young. Some people think that's normal. I don't know. Was it the right time? I don't know.
Hmm.
But that's what happened.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Best thing that ever happened to me.
Yep.
I know you have a lot of aspirations.
Hmm.
I don't think any of those should hold you back from that decision.
Right.
You just adapt.
Yeah.
You will never be
Yeah.
ready, Christa. Just like you
I
aren't
know.
ready to sit down and talk on this podcast.
Yeah.
You're never going to be ready.
Yeah. And I think too, I mean, anyone that I've known and talked to that has kids, even, you know, if they had them when they were young, it's always the best thing that's ever happened to them. And I've always, like, I love kids. I went to school for it for a while because
Yeah.
I wanted to work with kids so yeah, that's,
Just think of how much better of a mother you're going to be now with, you know, raising your younger sister,
yeah. I hope
being
so.
around all the kids that you're
Yeah.
around. Like you have all of that experience now
Yeah.
to be a great mom.
Yeah.
So,
That is true. That is true. Thank you.
do you ever worry that you're not going to be a good mom?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because sometimes I'm like I'm really good with kids, I'd say.
But they're not yours.
Right. Yeah. And I'm like, is it because I'm just a child? Like, is it just because I'm a
I can
big-
relate.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, yes, let's go climb that tree. They're like, we love her.
Oh my God.
Uh,
That makes complete sense.
I
Now that you
know.
say that out loud.
I know. So, I mean, I feel like, I mean, maybe not every mom, you know, because my sister, she is an amazing mom. Like, she already, like, I don't have kids, but she already taught me a lot already about parenting because I just agree with a lot of, like, the things she does. And, you know, so she's taught me a lot already, even though I don't have kids yet. She's, you know, I look up to her for a lot of things. So that's definitely one of them. So yeah, I guess we'll see, but I think that's always gonna be in the back of your head for anybody.
Sure.
But just gotta do the best you can.
Hey, every day as a parent, that's all you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You're going to feel like you failed sometimes.
Mhm.
I've felt that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
My oldest son's going to be 20.
Yeah.
So I've been a dad for a long time.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a lot of things that maybe I could have done better.
Mhm.
But, you know, it's never too late.
No. Yeah.
know?
No, and it makes I feel like you who you are, them who they are, and
Yeah.
everything happens.
It's
for
funny
some-
how your relationship with your kids changes over time, though.
Yeah.
Like, for the first 3 years, you're trying to keep them alive.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
your single mission in life
Yep.
is to keep them alive. And then, you know, things change. And then at the age my kids are now, you're like best friends.
Yeah. I mean, I see that even just being a kid with like my dad, like just
Mm-hmm.
how, you know, the dynamic changed. But also I think it's more pressure now because of like social media, because there's so many things what to do, what not to do, like so many opinions on probably everything, not just parenting, but parenting I feel like is, you know, something that people judge on so much for like other people and I'm like
Well, I think part of the problem there is people are posting too much personal shit.
yeah, yeah.
It's like, if you're going to throw your business out there, people are going to have an opinion.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
you don't want the opinion, don't show everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yo,
Because
100%.
some people share way too much on social media.
Yeah.
Every little fucking detail about their lives.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, be expected to get picked apart
Yeah.
if you're going to show that.
Yeah.
So yeah, my birthday was 2 days ago.
Yeah. Happy birthday
And thank
again.
46. Getting up there. Halfway to 92. My middle daughter Zoe, got me a present. Both my daughters got me presents. They both have jobs
Yeah.
and they're able to buy their own
Aw.
presents, which
Yeah.
is super cool.
Yeah.
But my middle daughter got me a keychain. It's the Batman logo. And the inside of the logo, the bat is separate from like the outside. It's like an insert that goes in.
Yeah.
And it says, "I'll always be your little girl and you
Mm-hmm.
will always be my hero."
That's
And of course I started crying
Yeah.
when I opened it.
Yeah.
But it's just like, those are the things that make you realize you're doing okay
Yeah.
as a parent.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
That's
sucking
awesome.
completely.
Yeah, that's
so.
amazing. I know I got my dad like one, I wouldn't say like one very thoughtful gift, but like one that I like wrote and like printed out with like font. It was in a frame, and and I like tried to make this poem. This was like a while ago, but I thought it was pretty creative. And like I can tell like how much it meant to him. Even like he's not gonna say like he's not gonna have this whole speech of how much it meant to him, but like just by looking at him, you can tell. And
Mm-hmm.
we've definitely gotten closer over the years. He was diagnosed with cancer a few years back, but it's all good now. But it's that I think too really made me realize like how important any relationship is, and to
Can be taken away
yeah,
very
yep,
quick.
yeah, lots of chemotherapies and surgeries, and so, but he's like he's a badass. Like he doesn't like to talk about that. Like we never really talked
Mm-hmm.
about anything that was going on with him. It was more like, how are you doing? It's like, doing good, or not feeling that well. But even he wasn't working, like he had to stop working for a little bit, but he would still be out in the yard doing work on the cars. And like he knows how to do like everything. I feel like, so he just like doesn't stop, and he never stopped. And sometimes I wonder if that is what helped him
Yeah.
like get better,
Yeah.
because it's always crazy how you never know how things are gonna go. But I think his mentality and just him just pushing through, I
Yeah.
think
Just
that
not
definitely,
quitting.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Well, my mom had breast cancer.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
She rang the bell a year and a half ago,
Yeah,
and it came back. So she just had her first chemo treatment earlier this week, but they caught it early.
yeah,
She's in good spirits about it,
yeah,
and she's probably gonna be pissed off if she knows I was talking about it, because she's kind of the same way. My mom is the woman who they will hold in all of their emotion and their pain to not upset somebody else.
yeah,
That's my mom to a T.
yeah,
She doesn't want people to be worried. She
yeah.
doesn't want to make people upset. She doesn't want to make people angry. So because of that, she holds a lot back.
Yeah,
And it's like, she's in pain,
yeah, yeah.
but
Oh,
she
so
won't
sorry.
actually say it.
Yeah,
But anyways, not to get all doom and gloom.
yeah.
But
Setting all the
yeah,
positive thoughts and
thank
stuff.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, doctors have a good plan.
Good.
Caught it early.
Yeah,
I guess the chemo is not going to be as aggressive as last time.
yeah,
But she lost all her hair last time. The neuropathy in her legs and her feet was terrible.
yeah,
She was not comfortable.
yeah.
So we hope it's.
That's hard. Yeah,
Yeah. But anyways.
yeah. But yep, setting all the positive
Yeah.
positive vibes
thanks.
and prayers and stuff your way.
But yeah, I can relate to you there.
Yeah,
And
it is. It's yeah. It's especially because like my dad, he never gets sick. Like he went to the doctors because he has thought he had something going on. But they said since he hasn't been there in so long, they couldn't see him, and he was like kind of mad about it. So he didn't go for like another year, and that's when he realized how bad it was. So he like waited.
yeah,
And
it's almost like you don't want to get the news.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah,
But appreciation of life, Christa. 4 months ago, I had a doctor tell me I shouldn't be alive.
really.
My whole right leg clotted
Oh my gosh.
from my groin to my calf. I'll show you a picture when we're done filming.
Okay.
It's probably gonna freak you out,
Oh, jeez.
but I probably shouldn't be here right now.
like from just.
I think it was COVID
Oh really? Oh wow.
because I got an antibody test
Mm-hmm.
a couple months after, they removed the clots and I was on blood thinners. I was curious,
Yeah.
and it came back positive that I had COVID. And I know that's one of the side effects.
That's
COVID.
crazy.
Yeah. 46 years old, healthy.
Yeah,
And yeah, it was nuts.
that is insane. Well,
But-
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. But it taught me a lot.
Yeah,
It made me appreciate life. I don't look at anything the same anymore.
yeah. Oh, I
Like
bet.
nothing. The sky is bluer, not to be
Yeah.
cliche.
No.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it can be stripped away in a matter of a second. And that moment is kind of like what made me try not to get emotional. Look back and kind of review the kind of life I lived.
Yeah. Does that
Like-
have? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, is that like, did you want to start a podcast and like, was that a part of it, or did you have something different, or like, did you want to hear other people's like stories?
The
Like-
point of this podcast is when I was starting my own brand with my training business, it was very frustrating.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing you're feeling right now. It's like, where do you start? And you have all these big influencers that you kind of look up to and you want to be, but it's just like, how do I even get there?
Yeah.
And it's almost discouraging. Makes you kind of want to quit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, why can't I just let normal people, not to label my guests, but give them a stage to tell their story that people can relate to a little bit easier, because they're going to see you at the grocery store, they're going to see you at the gym, or they're going to see you at church.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, I had no idea that you lived this life. I didn't know your dad had cancer. I didn't know you had a sister with Downs. I didn't know that you liked knives and monkeys and motorcycles. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like people are learning from people that they can relate to.
Yeah.
So that's why the podcast exists.
Okay.
And I've had crazy stories,
Yeah.
confessions,
Yeah.
things that could destroy families. And people are telling me on this show.
Yeah.
And it's deep.
Yep.
And I've changed lives through this. I've brought families together. I've brought relationships back together.
Yeah.
I've employed people just because of the conversations.
Yeah. That's special. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
But yeah, back to my blood clot
Yeah.
thing. Like, you know, you start reviewing your life in your head. When you're told that you shouldn't be alive, you're like, okay, how has my life been? If I were to leave this earth, would I be satisfied?
Yeah.
And I was talking to my girlfriend like a week or two ago, and I said, babe, I don't want it to sound morbid or anything, but if I left this earth today, I would be satisfied.
Huh.
Like, I feel like I've done good,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And I'm trying not to get emotional
Yeah.
again, but I feel like, you know, yeah, I have regrets.
Right.
There's
Everyone
things
does.
that, you know, maybe I treated someone poorly, or I made some bad business decisions, or, you know, whatever. But it taught me, and you learn from your mistakes. So I think I have done good,
Yeah. Like where we are now.
right?
Like getting other people's stories and changing lives.
Yeah.
Like that's special. That's a special thing to do. That's like you can say I've changed lives like for the better
Yeah.
in a positive way and made an impact.
It's about legacy.
Yeah.
I want to have a legacy. I don't want people to know me for my car, my body, my job, whatever it may be. I want them to be like, oh, he was that guy who, you know, interviewed the homeless, which I've done. I've
Yeah.
interviewed the homeless.
Yeah.
He's that guy who donated to this, or helped me move, or like anything,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep. That's awesome.
And I think I've done that.
You have for sure.
So, and I'm going to keep doing it.
Yes. Yes. Good.
I'm going to be 120, so I got a long ways to go.
I feel like that's a good thing to like aspire to be, just to change lives and like I don't know, make an impact in a positive way with
Yeah.
one person. And once you start, you know, it could be one person, but especially like doing this, it's just gonna keep going and keep
Yeah.
going. So that's awesome.
You just have to start,
I know.
Christa.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, you're right. It's a ripple effect,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, because then they can change like, and it all started
Exactly.
somewhere. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's cool.
how can you listen to a conversation like this and finish it, turn it off, and walk away being like, fuck, I hate this, like, stupid life, stupid, oh,
Yeah.
I'd stub my toe, this is, it's like, wait a minute.
I know. And it is so easy to get like, you know, angry about like little things or like, but once you change that like mentality and realize what's important and what's not, then a lot of things, are very, very different.
Perspective.
Yeah. It's all about everything. It's about
Everything
perspective.
is perspective. Yep. And you know, when I went through my health issues, that's not all that happened, Christa. In a 3-month span, I broke a foot, got laid off, herniated a disc in my neck, and my whole leg blood clotted in 3 months.
Wow.
I
That's
was just
crazy.
like, God's like testing me.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But I didn't quit,
No.
and it makes me stronger.
Yeah.
I mean, my
Did
neck's
you
still
like
fucked up,
what
but
was like your like thoughts like going through that to like were you just like I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing and everything's gonna be okay?
I
Or
felt like, I feel like, I don't know if you're religious. I'm not like overly religious, but I believe in a higher power. I feel like
yes.
I was being tested to save someone else from having to deal with pain of some
Oh,
sort. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, the burden's going to be placed on me to relieve someone else from having to feel that.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, bring it on. I can take it.
Oh.
Give me some more.
Yeah.
So back to your childhood. What was school like for you? I mean, I know you were a tomboy as a kid. So what was your friend circle like? Did you get along with a lot of people? Were you the different person because you were a tomboy? How
Well,
did that go?
it's funny because thinking like back on it now, I was like super weird. Are we allowed to swear?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I was super fucking weird.
Weird how?
Well, I mean, I guess the whole like monkey thing,
Like how obsessed are we
I
talking?
don't like. I mean, anything. I don't know, and I just was so fascinated by them. Like I thought when I got older, I was going to have a monkey and be a spy, or I was gonna live in like some part of a jungle. That's what I honestly thought my adulthood life was gonna be.
Okay.
So I'm not a spy,
Thanks for clarifying that.
but I think I like my mentality on like the things I like to do can be like very so like learning how to shoot guns and doing like some crazy workout stuff and learning to fight.
So you
I'm
don't
like,
conform with the norm.
no,
You're always been a little bit different.
yeah,
You said weird. I mean, that's a harsh word, but you're allowed to say it about yourself.
yeah,
You were just different.
yeah.
So because of that, did other kids kind of avoid you because you were weird, or did you influence other kids to like monkeys
I
too?
probably did. I mean, no, like I was friends with like a lot of different groups of people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I had, some close friends growing up, and then like I got along with a lot of people, honestly. Like
Yeah.
just like any friend, like I just got along with a lot of people, and like I remember like me and my one friend when we were younger, we loved like going barefoot in the woods and trying to find like animals. I don't know what we were gonna do, but like so I don't. Maybe my friends were weird too, and we just got along.
Yeah, maybe.
But I do think like the mentality I had when I was little, like wanting to be a spy and wanting to climb everything, and like I always like wanted a motorcycle when I was younger. Not like that little where I was obsessed with monkeys, but like when I
Right.
got a little older. But I think now as an adult, I still like not want to be a spy, but like just in case I want to be prepared.
Hence the gun thing, right?
Yeah.
Now, I mean, a lot of kids get influences from parents, from siblings, from friends. Where did all of this weirdness come from?
I was thinking about that when we were like talking before. And like it made me think like why like did I
Yeah.
and I honestly am not sure because like my brother, we got along when we were younger. We played like I would play football and stuff like that. And but I think I just kind of did my own thing and didn't care. And
That's a
it
healthy thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it kind of just formed like who I was like as I got older. And I had like a big tomboy phase, but I was still like I kind of was like I still like Barbies and dolls and stuff when I was like younger.
Do you have a
But
nickname when you were a kid?
Um,
No one
like
called you like Monkey Girl or anything, right?
no, I would probably like it if they did. Honestly, I'd be like, yeah,
Yes,
cool,
I am.
thank you.
Yeah.
The only nickname I really had was probably Gia, because my
Okay.
last name.
Yeah. That's boring.
Yeah, I
I was hoping for something
know.
better.
Monkey girl.
I mean, that would, anyways. What did you do out of high school? Did you go to college? Did you,
Yes, I did. I did
where'd
go
you
to
go?
college. I went like at first I went for like just general studies, and then did early childhood because I wanted to work with kids, especially like in the special needs area there, and then started working out and got like I worked out kind of in high school, but it was just because of sports.
Yeah.
And college was when I kind of found that I was like, oh, I really like to work out. So then I started doing CrossFit, got my like level 1 coached, and then got like personal training certificate, and then started working at a chiropractic office actually doing like exercise therapy.
Okay.
And that was cool. That taught me a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like because like before that I didn't have a lot of experience more in the medical kind of.
Yeah, the PT side of
Yeah.
things, yeah.
And I thought that was like super fun and interesting.
Now, did you have to get certified to do that?
Yes, I did like online classes though, and did yeah like exercise therapy, and then with the personal training, then corrective exercise certification for that. So
What's your favorite form of fitness? I mean, you do CrossFit, you do like karate, jiu-jitsu, you lift weights. Like what's like your go-to?
um I like functional things, I think. Like things that I know that are gonna help just with everyday
Flexibility,
thing. Yeah.
speed, all that good stuff.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I also like Spartan races. I really enjoyed those. I don't know why, like, you have to run a certain distance and like in my head, I'm like, okay, if this was like a life or death situation, and if I wanted to stop and take a break, but knew no, because especially at the end of the race, you're gonna be like, you didn't need to stop back
Yeah.
there. Like you could have just kept pushing. And Spartan races are definitely very, very like mental, just because you don't know how much you have in you until you really, really push yourself.
That's a good
So I
point.
think,
Like that life or death thing.
yeah, like I'll
when
be
you,
like
when you
running
want
up
to
this
quit.
hill, yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, if something, if I had to run up this hill right now, like, would I be able to do it if I really had to?
If I was a
And if,
spy
yeah,
and I was trying to get away from somebody,
I
right?
know it sounds so weird, but it helped me do it because I'm like, all right, if I could do it, like, just do it now then,
Yeah.
See how far you can push yourself. Like, you're gonna be really proud of yourself if you like don't stop when you wanted to stop at this certain point. So, like,
Are you competitive?
yeah, yeah.
Like overly competitive? Are
I
you
wouldn't
are
say
you more
overly,
are you more
but
competitive? Sorry to interrupt you. Are you more
no, no.
competitive with yourself or with others?
Um, probably myself.
Like you have high expectations of
Oh, yeah,
yourself?
I definitely do. And then, if there's other people, obviously, I try to, it's like good motivation, I feel like, to do better.
Yeah. Are you a sore loser? Like if you don't win, are you like, fuck? Or do you use that as I'm just not good enough?
No, I mean, I'm definitely, I want to do the best as I can. And I think if I don't win or come in, where I wanted to be, when I finish or whatever, I think more, what could I have done better and why didn't I do that? Like, was it mentally I wanted to slow down or stop? Or was it physically where, I tried my best and I just didn't have it physically in me?
Yeah.
So that's like where it's kind of,
Yeah.
hard. So I'd say, yeah, like just myself. I just want to do better, like especially the next time, or think of what I can work on. But I try not to get too, like, have it ruin my whole day or anything like that.
That's good.
So,
Can you think of any moments where you feel like you failed yourself?
that's a good question. Yes, but like right now, like I want to start, like a company and do all these things that I've been overthinking, I think, in that aspect too. And like to me, I'm like failing, but I also know I can still not fail, like just because I feel like I failed right now, I can do things to make up for it, if that makes sense.
No, yeah.
Like learn, like, okay, stop wasting time on this or this. And if that, I'm trying to think of a better example.
So is this more you failing yourself, or is this more just the fear of the unknown, or the fear of not succeeding, or maybe you won't meet your expectations with this?
Yeah, I think I put a lot of pressure on myself when it comes to, especially something big that I want to do, and I want it to be like perfect. And I know, like, and I believe in that too, like, get out of your comfort zone, do things even if it's going to be scary or even if you fail and stuff like that. And I feel like I'm, you know, not making like that full jump yet because I'm like, I want everything to be ready for when I do or something like that. And like saying out loud, I'm like, just do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But yeah, I think just learning from when I do, because I think it is mental too of will I be okay? Like, will I be able to be as successful as I want to be in that aspect of what I want to do next? And it is scary.
How do you define success?
Um, well, that's hard too, especially because I'm hard on myself. So I don't know if there will be like a good enough point. But
Like you might never fully be satisfied.
I know, and I don't, which is a good and bad thing.
Yeah, it's scary on the surface,
Yeah,
but it keeps you moving.
yeah, yeah. For something like better and
Yeah.
better. And
So is this a money thing, Krista, or is this you have a passion in whatever this business is, and you know you're going to love doing it?
so that's why I want to do it. Because I know, like, I just want to do something that I know I am passionate about and that I will love. And like right now, and like I've done that in the past too. Like I've had jobs that I absolutely were like before the job I currently have. I worked in New Jersey, working with special needs, and like we had a gym. It was a behavioral therapy center, so we had teens that came in, and I was just a personal trainer as well there. So we had an adaptive gym and then a regular gym, and that was really awesome. Like I learned a lot there. But it was in New Jersey, so it was really hard. And then
Yeah.
COVID happened, so it made it even harder.
Yep.
So I think since then, I've just been finding something I'm really passionate about, and I, want to take that and do something cool with it. And I have all these ideas, and I think that's another thing I need to stop doing is,
Good luck with that.
I know.
Now,
Like I don't have to wait till I have the ideas to just start it, I guess.
yeah.
If
And
any of this is, making sense.
no, it does, but you've kind of backed yourself in a corner because
I know.
here's the thing. If you are afraid of failing because you might not succeed financially, I get that. But the fact that success to you is doing something you're passionate about, you can't fail. You're going
No,
to
yeah, you're
succeed
right.
by doing it.
Yeah.
So you've already won,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
That is, yeah, I know.
so if you have nothing to lose, it's not like your livelihood's depending on this. You're not supporting a family of 10.
Right. Yeah.
This is just a passion project.
Yeah.
You can't lose, girl.
I know. You're right.
So do it.
I am.
That's why this show exists.
Yeah.
I didn't know a shit about podcasting a year ago.
Yeah. That is really impressive.
I'm like, yeah, I'm going to start a podcast. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, you're going to, what?
Yeah.
But you learn as you go.
Mm-hmm.
You do your research.
Yep.
But the passion is what keeps me going.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about learning about other people.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about changing lives through this show. And I can't lose if that keeps happening. I'm not making I'm making a little bit of money off this. If anybody wants to know, if anyone's thinking about starting a YouTube channel, and I've never talked about this, in 1 year and 2 months, I've made $130 from YouTube. I'm not
Yeah.
getting rich off of this.
Right.
That's enough to buy 2 bottles of bourbon on the wall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing it for the mission.
Yeah. Experiences.
Yeah.
But
So I think you need to rethink your why and your fear, because you know you're going to win as soon as you pull the trigger. So
I know.
we're gonna circle back in a
It like
couple months.
snowballs because I'm like, this is what I want to do, but then I'm like, oh, but I can also do this and then this, and then I'm like, all right, just start somewhere because I get ahead of myself, I think too, where I'm like, okay, but I want it to be like this and this and this, also.
So talk about the business. What is it?
So I want to start a business, and my original thought was like clothing, like just start it as clothing and then make it like a lifestyle kind of brand. So it's called Conquer X. So the X is whatever it is in life you want to conquer, which is ironic because this is something I want to conquer.
Yeah.
And it's for anyone. And I do, like, it's not just for females, but I think that's going to be a big thing. Just, having a good message of doing things that you want to do no matter what other people think, or no matter if it's uncomfortable, or if it's, a male dominant sport or activity that you really enjoy and you want to do it, even if you're the only girl. Because, like, I've been there.
I was gonna say that's your life,
Yeah.
right?
And, you just do it because you love it. And so then I just kind of want it to,
So
turn
what are
into
these
something cool.
other things that are kind of like creeping in that you want to add to it that is causing that hesitation?
So I want to do a lot of other things with it. So even with like Special Olympics or like special needs, like they have like so many things that they are conquering and that, I've seen them conquer, and it's like so awesome that I really want, whether it's with fitness, like what I used to do, like my little sister, she like loves going to the gym with me, and like she's just like coordination. She loves boxing. Like she is obsessed with UFC and WWE, and so it's just impressive when you see where she was and then where she goes. So that's one of the things I want to have in with it, but then also having like meets like especially like women that ride motorcycles. Like it'd be cool to have like meetups, or like women that want to learn self-defense, or anyone that wants to learn self-defense, or how to shoot a gun, or
And you can do all these things, Christa.
but I'm not like a teacher at it. Like I'm not, I enjoy doing them and I love learning, but I wouldn't say I know enough about like guns to, like I can teach someone how to shoot,
Yeah,
but I
bring
don't
in
know.
another instructor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then finding, people that want to be a part of it also and do, so it's all up there.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that, but you're not going to have to advertise you're doing stuff for special needs, you're doing stuff for self-defense, you're doing stuff for motorcycles. They're just going to know
Yeah.
because that's your brand,
Right.
right? So start working on the brand.
I
If you have any advice for Christa, comment below. I mean, I've started a business and a half. I have a personal training business, and then this podcast. I don't know if you would call it a business or not, but it's a brand.
Yeah, for sure.
And Barbells and Bourbon, people think we're going to sit here talking about lifting weights the whole time, but
Yeah.
that's far from
No.
the truth.
Yeah.
And I've thought about changing the name to something more meaningful, but I'm like, no, that's my
No.
brand.
Yeah, I
I
like the
like
name.
Barbells and Bourbon, and that's my face up there,
Yep.
and it's in my home,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to change it.
Yeah. No, I
So-
think it's perfect.
We're going to keep it. Because people are going to start recognizing, if they're not already, what this means.
Oh, they definitely are.
Barbells and Bourbon. Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
How many
I've had
people
multiple
I've-
people, say that to me when I like told them I'm going to go to a podcast. They're like, oh, which one? They're like, oh, like that popped up on my feed. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
See, for me, hearing that, like, I get the chills.
Yeah.
Because those are the things I dream of.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be known
Yeah.
for this. So, yeah, when someone says, oh, I've heard of that, I'm just like, oh, my God. I'm doing it. I'm really doing it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
But you can feel the same thing.
Yeah.
You just got to start.
I do. I am.
Start your LLC.
I did.
You already
Yep,
made
I know.
that's the toughest part.
I know. And I did that. And I have like designs and everything that,
Did you pick out anybody to actually do the clothing yet? As far as like the prints or
I had like a few, like there was a local one that I was gonna try to do, and then I did find like a couple on the internet, but I just made a bunch of designs first on like exactly what I want it to kind of look like, or
Yeah.
if there's like a specific image that I want people to like see when they hear Conquerx. So yeah,
Are you artistic?
I actually do. I love to draw.
Oh, okay. So you're a spy, you like monkeys, and you like. So, I mean, obviously, that's a big part of designing clothing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, being creative, and so I do have like that kind of stuff I think ready. And it's funny too because I've been like thinking, not this specifically, but doing something like this, like taking all the things that I like to do and just putting it into something cool. And I've changed the name probably 20 times. And then as soon as I thought of this one, I was like, I think this is it.
Yeah.
Like it just felt right, you know?
If it feels right, don't change it.
No, yeah,
And I'm telling you that from experience.
yeah,
It makes sense. I mean, it's not like it doesn't apply.
yeah,
It makes complete sense.
yeah. So now I'm excited. I'm excited to go further with it and see where it goes.
Yeah.
So
So you're engaged, right?
I am, yes.
Tell me about your fiance.
So that is why I moved to Ohio. His name is John. We got engaged last year, and yeah, he's awesome. He's a trainer, so we have a gym, and we both train out of it.
He's pretty buff.
Right.
I've
He
seen
is.
pictures.
He's very strong. Yeah, he was a wrestler.
Okay.
So now he works with like the high school right by us, and he's the fitness coach and for all the sports, the strength training and conditioning.
How did you meet him when he's in Ohio?
So we actually first met. I was doing the Arnold with Axe and Sledge when they were there, and he knows all of the guys too, so we were both helping. But we didn't like, nothing happened from that. We just became friends. That's how
Yeah.
I met him. And then years later, he asked if I could help him do videos for one of his training plans. And I was like, yeah, sure, fun. And so we did that, hung out again, and then we hung out again. He came to Pittsburgh, I think, for a show, and then we just kept like hanging out. And that was it.
And it's history.
Yeah. Then we went to Mexico.
That's where you got engaged?
Yeah, it was like a joke. Like him and a group of friends he was going with, they were all at this bodybuilding show, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to Mexico. You should go." And I was like, "Yeah, sure," because I am very like I love being spontaneous. And I was like half kidding, but I'm also like I will.
Yeah.
And I did. So, yep.
Please tell me your ring bearer is going to be a monkey.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. He actually was trying to find a monkey when he was proposing, which is really funny that he would even think of that. But yeah, he couldn't get one, so a raccoon came up to us though, and it was like the sweetest thing. Like it was like
Same
perfectly
thing.
timed. This raccoon just came up, like we were having a dinner on the beach, and I have like a video of it. He just came up and I was like, "Yes, you can have a piece of steak. Like I love you." And then we got in trouble.
For feeding the raccoons?
Yeah, and it was funny because it was like a patrol guy that was he's like, "You can't, don't
Because
like,
that's
even
why they
entertain
come back.
them." Yeah. And then our waiter came up and he goes, "I take food home every night and I feed it to this family of raccoons on my way home." And so he was like cool with it. He was like, "I get it." I'm like, thanks.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
yeah.
So you said he was competing? Is he bodybuilding?
He wasn't competing.
Oh,
No, he
okay.
coaches. So
okay.
yeah. So he had
Oh, he had a
some
client.
clients competing.
Gotcha.
Correct. Yes.
What are his main clients? Male, female, what divisions?
Both.
Okay.
Bodybuilding. We just went to a show not that long ago. Kenny, and he just got his pro card, and it was like really cool. So I want to say more guys, but he does have female clients too. So a little bit of everything, and then trains a lot of kids in sports. So
You guys should start your own gym.
we have one. Well, it's his though. I just train out of it, but it's in our
So
garage.
he actually
yeah.
owns a gym.
The compound. So it's nice too, cause like I work remote and then I train people there. So I walk like to the garage beside our house.
Convenient.
It is. It's nice.
So you already have a place where you can sell your merch,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Sure do.
So what are your other passions, Christa? I know you like to do all of the things we talked about, but what are some things that maybe the general public doesn't know about you?
So I'm very big on just like trying new things. Like I I love like a challenge. Like if someone challenges me, I am like full in.
No fear?
I definitely have fear, and it's funny because it's like a different kind of fear than this, like talking.
Talking's hard.
Like if somebody's like we went skydiving, which is something like I always wanted to do anyway. But like that, I was not scared for some reason. Like I already accepted, if anything, like I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Something could happen, but it's out of my control. So, you know, if somebody asks if I want to do something adventurous, I guess that's when I would be like, yep, 100% all in.
So there's really nothing that you won't try adventure-wise.
I mean, I don't.
I guess you haven't done it all.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some
I'm trying to
crazy shit
think.
out there.
Yeah. Like motorcycles, I've always wanted one. I don't really know why I started like really obsessing over like in high school, I think is when I started, and then right after college, I got my first bike, and it was like surreal because I wanted one for so long, and then like not even a year later, I totaled it. A car hit me.
So it wasn't your fault?
No, I was going through a green light and the car was coming the other way and turned right in front of me and didn't see me, and I like hit him and went over
Did you get
the
hurt?
scar. I like hurt my thumb. Yeah, it was
Broken
weird.
nail.
Yeah, because my bike was totaled and I like pulled it to there was like a little farmer's market that I just pulled it into the lot, and I went in and was just waiting for somebody to help, but I mean there was cops, fire trucks, ambulance came, and the lady that was in the store also was like, I was behind you. And she like almost made me cry because she's like, I didn't think you were going to get up. And she's like, God has a plan for you. Someone is watching out for you. And I was like, okay, thank you. And
Yeah.
then I got a bigger bike right after that.
Oh. So what message do you have for the drivers out there, Krista, as a
Oh,
motorcycle rider?
just be aware of like your surroundings. Don't be dumb on the road. Like I get it, like everyone looks at their phone. Like I can't say I never do that when I drive, but I try to be aware of it when I do, especially like in the summer because you know,
Well,
you don't.
you respect it more because you're on the
Yeah,
other
it
side.
definitely made me a better driver from riding motorcycles because people just don't pay attention, and it is, I've had a lot of close calls even though I only had that bad one wreck luckily. Um there's been times where if I wasn't paying attention, then, an accident definitely could have easily happened from someone else not paying attention, and it's crazy, but
I have a feeling of, I don't know, annoyance over motorcycle riders. Not as a whole,
yeah.
but there's some asshole
Oh yeah.
motorcycle
Yeah,
riders
there are
out there.
definitely.
Like, and I think it just gives bikers a bad name
Yeah.
because weaving in
Oh,
and out of traffic,
100%.
going down the
Yeah.
middle lane, driving down,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you're not one of them, are you?
No.
You might have
I
had
do
your
like
moments.
I mean, I'm not I try to not be an asshole on the road.
Yeah.
I do like to go fast, but I don't
It's like
like
controlled.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do like to like I'm very comfortable on my bike. So I don't really do it when there's other cars around, but like jumping on my seat or like sitting on like my gas tank or something. It's fun.
But you're not being reckless.
No.
Okay.
It's more like I'm putting myself at risk, but I'm like confident in what I can do and what I can't.
Gotcha.
Like I try to do wheelies and I am struggling with those, but other things when it comes to like being on the bike and balancing, like standing or something is I don't know.
It's comfortable to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've seen a rider doing dumb shit. And I'm just like, someone could open their door and this dude's
Yeah.
dead.
It is scary. And like for me, I think I love it so much, and I'm aware of, anything can happen when I do go and ride. But the feeling I get from riding is,
It's worth it.
yes.
It just erases all that stuff.
Yeah, it is very, as long as I'm paying attention, which I know you never know what can happen, but I feel like as long as I'm paying attention and doing my best as a rider to, enjoy it.
Yeah. I think that fear is healthy too.
It is.
Because
You
you're
have to have,
definitely
yeah.
going to be more aware.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
If you had no fear, you'd be one of those
Yeah,
assholes
where
going down the
like you
middle
think
lane.
nothing bad can happen.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that, but I am like I'm aware something can happen, but I just love it so much. I don't know.
What's your opinion on helmets?
Oh, I always wear one,
What's
and
your
it.
opinion on those who don't?
I mean, do what you want to do, but I think it can really help. Like it feels weird if I don't wear a helmet, and I feel like having a ninja, it it looks weird if you don't wear a helmet. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like I don't
On a
know.
Harley,
Yeah,
maybe,
Harley.
but
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
and it was, because when I wrecked that first bike, the helmet was like an okay helmet, but since I wrecked, the insurance was like, all right, you can, get something else and it'll be covered. And I've been like looking at this like $750 helmet that I wanted so bad, and I was like, yes.
Does that match your bike?
Yeah, it's like my bike's white, black, and like has pink details. And then yeah, the because a lot of girl helmets are really like they're either flowers or butterflies or like something weird. This one, I just like I wanted something where it's like yes, that kind of looks more feminine, but not like I still want it to look badass.
Yeah. Badass
So yeah,
bitch right
this
here.
one's like
Yeah.
black and pink and white and has like lace feature. I don't know, it's cool.
It's a little bit of
It's
mix
showy,
between
yeah.
feminine and
Yes,
badass.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the spy thing. I want to talk about this a little bit more.
It's so much weird like saying things out loud, and I'm like,
Like, am I really that weird?
yeah, I'm like, oh, but I can't explain this well enough because in my head it kind of makes sense, but when I say it out loud, I'm like, I don't know why I'm this.
Now, did you always want to be like a cop? Did you want to be in the military? Like, where does that come
I
from?
did. I was very close to going to the military. Especially like I think when I went through the fitness path, it kind of, I did things like the Spartan races. Like I still had that same like adrenaline and stuff like that. But I did want to go into the military for a while there, and then even after I got on the fitness path, I still like thought about it here and there.
Yeah.
But I just never did. There's things, you know, different things about it. But and then I thought about being a cop too. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. I think being a cop these days would be,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
I feel like cops, this is a terrible analogy, are like quarterbacks in the NFL now. Like, you can't
Yeah.
do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You can't touch someone. You can't look at them weird. You can't, it's like you can't do your job anymore,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, it is crazy.
So,
But yeah.
what's your favorite spy movie, Krista?
Oh, I was obsessed with Jason Bourne.
They are good
Like
movies.
I like a lot of them. But yeah, I remember I had a TV and it wasn't connected to the cable because I moved it, and I was like, whatever, I'll just watch these two DVDs I had, and it was Jason Bourne and The Benchwarmers. So I just like watched those
Oh
movies.
my
I know like
God.
every word.
Bench warmers? I smell cinnamon rolls.
It's one of my favorite
Oh my God.
movies.
It's an amazing movie.
I like feel bad when people watch it with me because like I can't help but like say like what they're saying, and I'm like I'm probably really annoying, but
That is the best movie.
yeah. So it was like a good mix, Jason Bourne, you get
Yeah.
it like gave me motivation to like go do badass things, and then Benchwarmers, I don't even know, it's just
Be
funny.
a weirdo, right?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to arm wrestle.
Okay, yes. Like I should take my hoodie off.
Bring it this way. Go ahead, take it off. Show your guns. You're trying to intimidate me.
It was getting a little hot.
Yeah. Axe and Sledge.
Yep.
Shameless plug. So are you an athlete?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. First athlete.
That's crazy.
I know, it's so crazy.
How many years ago was that?
Oh my gosh. When was that? 2008? Oh my god, I feel like I need to look it up. My
It's been a
time
while.
perception is so bad. Like if somebody asked me like what year something was, I feel like
You're like,
Don't.
yeah, I think it was like 3 years ago. Meanwhile, it was like,
And it was like
12
7
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, how old am I again? But yeah,
fine.
I spent some time. Awesome company. Very grateful that I am still with them. Yeah, they're awesome. They grew so much, and
It's
yeah, it's crazy.
crazy. I was on the demo crew for a while.
Yeah.
I might still be, but I'm not like actively participating.
Mm-hmm.
But they were just in that little hole in the wall garage down the street in that little store, and now they're global.
Yeah. Yep.
Crazy.
It is actually this. Yeah, when I was driving here, this is like where their old.
Yep, it's
office
right down
used
the
to
road.
be. Yep. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So you said you've been training for this
Yep.
arm
Every
wrestle
day, like 101 arm push-ups. Just kidding.
for the last
For
the last year,
Yeah.
just waiting
Before I
for this
even knew,
moment.
yeah. I'm like, one
Just in
day,
case.
someone is going to ask me to arm wrestle.
On a podcast.
Do you ever do that? Do you ever like learn something or do something just in case one day somebody asks you if you can do it?
No.
I was just thinking about this the other day for some reason, and that is solving a Rubik's Cube. I learned
Really?
just in case one day someone's like, "Hey, I'll give you $500 if you can solve this Rubik's Cube." I'll be like, "Yes," because
That
there's
is
no
funny.
other reason why I would like. I mean, I don't know why I decided I wanted to, but it was like a challenge. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna learn how to do
Have
this.
you seen The Other Guys, the movie?
Yes, yeah, it's been a while, but yes,
So Mark Wahlberg
yeah,
learned how to dance ballet out
Yeah.
of spite in that movie. It's kind of the same thing.
yeah, yeah,
But
yep.
that's the only reason he learned is to get back at a girlfriend or I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah.
All right, girl. I'm going to ask
I feel like
you.
I should stand. Can I stand?
Yeah,
or do I
you
have to
can-
sit?
No, you can stand.
Okay.
You're going to like. I'm still taller than you.
I'm not really sure. I feel like too, it's funny, like on social media, like it's so hard to tell like how tall people like are.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, I didn't realize you were that short.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're good. All right. I'm going to ask you. Actually, am I going to ask you a question? We're going to find out. Yeah. Take your drink. You're going to need it.
I'm not, I feel like my arm's gonna be so far down.
This is just for entertainment, girl.
Okay.
All right, Christa. Start when you're ready. Okay. All right, Christa. This is the moment in time that you need to commit to something.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to commit to starting your business
Yes.
because it's on record forever.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you have nothing to be afraid of
Mm-hmm.
because your mission is a passion.
Yes.
Are you going to commit?
Yes.
All right, now try to beat me. Try to beat me. What are the tattoos? What do they mean?
Oh, the finger ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got those. I didn't even go in to get those.
Oh.
Um,
What do they mean?
So the 3 dots, that one was
All
like,
right. You could stay standing if you want.
I'll
No,
sit.
sit down.
I was taking it easy.
I
I didn't want to embarrass you on your own podcast.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I paid her ahead of time. Let me win.
No, good. That was good.
It's fun. So the tattoos, what do they mean?
So these ones, they don't have like crazy meaning. The 3 dots, like it's weird. Like I always see like 333 a lot. And I always think that that's cool. I was like, I'll just get 3 dots.
Yeah.
And then the triangle, he actually messed that up, but it's fine. It was me and my friend got them, and it was supposed to like not be closed the whole way, so it was kind of like letting new things in.
Oh.
But then she's like, oops. I was like, what? He's like, I just closed it. I was like, that's fine. That's fine. And then he tried to fix it and he didn't.
Oh
And
my
then
gosh.
I like the moon.
Plain and simple.
Yeah,
I like
you know,
the
the
moon.
moon's really
I
important.
can't believe you don't have a monkey tattoo.
I know. I had a lot of reptiles, but most of them were rescues.
Rescue reptiles.
Yes. Because once you rescue someone's reptile, then everyone knows that you'll take people's reptiles. And so,
It's not a common
yeah,
thing.
like I've had like a hedgehog that somebody didn't want, an iguana, a lot of snakes. I still have 2 snakes now, but Yeah, a scorpion.
That's cool.
It was, but it was crazy because my one friend texted me and said, "Hey, sorry."
You're good.
My one friend texted me and said, "Hey, I found this scorpion at the house, and obviously there's no like he lived, I think, in Oakmont, and he's like, obviously there's no scorpions here, so it was either someone's pet. However, I did get a package from El Salvador or something, and he's like, I don't know if it like came in a package, and I
Oh,
was
it might
like,
have like snuck in.
yeah, like if it was in the package, and then." And he's like, "Do you want it? Like, I have kids and I just don't know how poisonous it is, obviously." And I was like, "Yes, I will have it." Like,
I will take your scorpion.
yeah, like, what are you gonna do with it? So, yeah, so I took it, and I'm trying to like research what kind it is, and like the ones that looked like it could be like, okay, like you'll die or it'll be like a bee sting. Like it's so hard to tell with scorpions, and I could have done more research into it, but I was like, whatever. But like a week later, I looked in the cage and I'm like, why is everything moving? It had like 25 babies.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was actually kind of creepy because then you're like, all right, now we have to feed a bunch of baby scorpions and like have to feed the mom or the mom will eat the babies. Like it's crazy.
What'd you do with all of them?
Eventually like they just died because it was like a
You're
lot. I know.
back to
And
that
I feel
mother
really
thing.
bad, okay?
Terrible mother.
I am. I know, because you can like apparently scorpion venom or scorpion milk is the most expensive liquid in the world. If you didn't know that, so you can milk scorpions, but it just takes a long ass time for
Are you
it
gonna
make
do
millions.
Are you gonna do the Fokker reference, or am I gonna have to do it?
Go ahead.
You can milk anything with nipples, Greg.
Right? I'm like, all right, like that's not even a thing of scorpions, so like I don't even know how to go about that.
What
but
are the health benefits of scorpion milk?
I think they use it a lot in like just experimenting with the venom and like the benefits with that and like cures for stuff, if I'm not wrong.
So you're milking the venom, or you're milking milk.
I don't think it's milk.
This is disgusting.
Yeah, I think it's whatever.
So they feed the babies with it.
No, I don't know how they feed the babies. I just know like you had to get food for the babies once they got like I guess I don't know, we did it like right away, but you had to get like grasshoppers, like they'll eat grasshoppers, but it had to be tiny ones, because big ones would hurt the scorpions.
If the grasshopper was bigger than the scorpion.
Yeah, like it could
Yeah.
hurt
Makes
it
sense.
if they were like threatened. But if it was too small, the mom wouldn't eat it. I don't know. It was not what I thought was gonna happen when I said yes to getting a
Well,
scorpion.
if you're ever thinking about getting a scorpion, now
But they are
you know.
cool. They are cool. I had it for a while, and like they didn't die right away. I didn't just like stop feeding them and they all died.
You did
it
your
was it was a
best.
while, yeah. But yeah, that was a experience.
So what animals do you have now currently?
I have a dog who I love so much. He's a Cane Corso and then a Cane Corso. I feel like anyone that has one will correct the name.
Huge
Italian
dogs.
Mastiff, yes, and two snakes.
Okay.
That's it.
So you've backed off on
Yeah.
the crazy.
Yeah. I
animal
mean, if someone
collection.
asks, it's hard to say no, but
What's the craziest thing that you've had? I mean, scorpion's pretty crazy.
probably an alligator.
You had an alligator? Mm-hmm. How big was the alligator?
It got about like not crazy big, probably like the tail was pretty long too.
That's that's pretty big.
Yeah, he was over 3 years old. So, and they usually grow like a foot a year.
Is there any law against?
There is now, luckily, because I don't think people should have them, because and it's crazy because there's reptile shows, right? And which are awesome. You can get cool snakes, you can learn a lot.
Yeah.
But sometimes like people sell alligators and make them seem like they are a cute family pet. Because when they're babies, they're cute to some people.
I guess.
And so yeah, then people get them, and like when they get older, like it is, dangerous, and they're gonna get bigger no matter what. There's not like, it's not like a thing if you get a small tank, it's gonna stay small.
Yeah.
It's just gonna have a lot of health issues, and then people will throw them in the river, like they found them in the river, like because they just let them go, or they don't know what to do with them, or I don't know, I guess they kill them or something. I don't know. So I was like, well, at least I know I'm going to. So I, yeah, raised it and then took it to an alligator sanctuary that don't resell. And, I checked out the sanctuary and they have different age groups. They even have like a special needs play. Like they have kindergarten, preschool, like elementary school, high school. That's kind of how they separate them.
Gotcha.
And then like the ones that were in the special need, like it was actually really sad. Like that's like what they called it. And, it was, or there was like abused alligators that got rescued that went there. And like it was a cool place. So his name was Reptar. I took him on our road trip because it was in Michigan. And we stopped at like little creeks and like places, like parks that I would find on our way there. And like he had a harness and a leash and he would like, I let him like go swimming for our last day together. And it was really nice.
That is so funny.
It's kind of weird, but
Hey, that's the theme of
yeah.
your life, girl. Kind of weird.
Yeah, like and it's like because I was trying to hide them because like sometimes like I didn't actually know like what state I was in yet, and I didn't know what the laws were, and so I'm like trying to hide that like other people are walking their dog, and I'm like, all right, let's hurry up and like find somewhere where no people are because
It's not a good way to make friends, Christa.
no,
Going
I'm just
around
walking
people's
my
dogs with your
alligator.
alligator.
Yeah, he was cool though. I made him a whole sanctuary, like a whole enclosure.
Yeah.
And had like a backdrop of a swamp. I had a big tub, like, and I had it like also back in a closet. So we had like a cave and then turf and rocks and even like painted the borders with like green with some grass.
You went all out.
I did.
Make Reptar feel at home.
Yep. Yeah.
You're going to be a good mom. I changed my mind.
I know my
We'll
iguana
forget about the
enclosure. I got
scorpion
like
thing.
a 6x7 outdoor cat thing, and then got vines, and then like this one iguana, it was a rescue, and it was like left to die for like months, and it didn't die, and they didn't know it didn't die, and then so yeah, we took it. And it was super skinny, like and it was in like a tank, like no place to climb, just a small tank, and so I built like this crazy.
Elaborate
Yeah, fed it fresh greens every day with fruit and veggies.
organic diet.
No, I did. It was all organic,
Little
different
creatine.
veggies. Yeah. It was fun. It was just like a,
Yeah.
cool experience to do
So
for a
hearing
while.
all of this, Christa, like there's really nothing that you haven't tried. To
I
hear
feel
you
like
say
there's
that
so
you're
much I haven't tried.
afraid.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But to say that you're afraid to start a business, it almost seems silly listening to it.
Yeah.
Because you've done so many things out of the norm,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not
I
trying to
think
put you on the spot.
No. It is because I've had this idea for so long. I feel like about starting this business that I feel like would be awesome, and I think there's not a whole lot like it, and especially like being a female doing certain things, like it would be cool to start like a community of that. And yeah, like I know like I am scared. Like I feel like I'd be lying if I say I wasn't scared just to seem like I wasn't scared, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. There are things that I'm like, what if, I don't do it as well as it's in my head, or what if I don't know, like even social media, I know that's going to be a really big part in it. And I, I just like, I need to get better at working with social media.
Yeah. You could also build a team,
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of allow someone else who might be more experienced in those things
Yeah.
to kind of take some pressure off yourself.
Yeah.
Speaking from the guy who I do it all myself.
I know. And I think I overcomplicate it in my head.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm like, just post some,
Yeah.
like you have a shit ton of pictures on your phone that you do of like cool things. Just post it. Then I'm like,
Yeah.
not yet. Maybe it's not, maybe I'll take it something better,
Yeah.
That's definitely something I struggle with that I'm working on to get better. It's just, I don't know.
Why are you so hard on yourself?
I don't know.
Do you think? Like, where does that come from?
I'm not really sure, because I definitely do overthink, even though I try not to. Like, I feel like I'm pretty chill and relaxed, I'm very go with the flow kind of person. Someone once described me in one word as like TBD, to be determined, because I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna. But sometimes I think that does have its negative side of, okay, like there has to be things that, and I do make goals, obviously, and like have points of goals, but sometimes
There's like no commitment. It's more like, whatever happens, happens.
yes, and I do commit to things, obviously, like, there's certain things that I have to commit to. And I think since this is like my own thing, maybe I'm like, okay, well, there's certain things like take priority. And so, and like, I want this to be perfect. So I'm going to like do it like when I can, instead of like making this the priority. Even with Spartan races, like sometimes I would just travel by myself to go do these Spartan races because I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do it because I want to do the race. Even though I will know nobody, I might like make some friends.
Yeah.
And like, that's like scary because I definitely am very awkward. So that's like something I try to work on to like.
I mean, you're not awkward. You have a lot of nervous energy, I guess. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it's because again, this goes back to you have such high expectations of everything you do.
I know.
And I think you're always afraid to fuck something up.
Yeah.
Right?
I am, yeah.
Is that
well,
true?
I think, and it makes sense too because this is like really out of my comfort zone. Like, I will go across the country and bungee jump off of something, and that will feel more comfortable than getting in front of a camera and talking about myself. And since this is like, first time I met you,
Yeah.
I definitely, and I don't want to like come off as that, I guess,
Come off as what?
just being so nervous
Well, I
about
think-
doing this,
So here's what I think's going on in your
Okay.
head when you get like nervous. You're like, oh my God, I'm nervous. People can tell I'm nervous. Don't be nervous. Why are you nervous? Oh my God, you're even more nervous now. Like, it's just this never ending thing, right?
Yes.
But it all boils down to you have that expectation that you shouldn't be nervous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're fighting that the whole time.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Nailed it.
Now that you know,
No, but I do know, like,
but it
like I'm just like, because I'm like, why is it so uncomfortable? Like, why are you nervous to like talk in front of a camera or like be nervous that you're going to mess up words or like, everything's just going to go right out the window and you're going to forget how to speak, like just like forget things or mess up. And then the more, I know it snowfalls 100%.
yeah.
And here we are, still
Here
still
we
doing
are.
it.
We're still rolling.
But that's why I'm doing this because
Yeah.
I think, because even now, like I definitely am more comfortable than when, I started or
I
on my way here
fucking
getting in my
hope
head. Yeah, I know.
You had enough time. I know. I'm more terrified now than I was. That would not
That
be good.
was-
And that
yeah.
would mean I'm a terrible host if you
But
were.
no. And that's, definitely, on your part too. Thank you. Because that does happen, if I think I'm messing up too much, then, then it could go the other way. So,
Christa, do you know how many times I stumble over my words
I
in these
know.
episodes and I don't cut it out?
yeah.
Because it's me.
Yeah. And I
If
love
you don't
that.
like
And I
it,
love
if
that.
you don't like me, then turn it off. But like the video first.
Like the video.
But seriously, if
make
you
a
don't like
comment.
my imperfections or the way I talk, then go watch somebody else.
Yeah.
And
And it's crazy too, because like I know I'm kind of weird and I know I'm going to stumble over my words. And I think I think sometimes, especially when it comes to like serious stuff, I'm not scared, but like I want to, like what I'm saying, I want it to come across as what I mean. I don't know if that makes sense, but like genuinely, like,
you want to get the message across
Yes.
clearly, understandably.
yes. And then sometimes I feel like, I'm like, that, what the fuck?
What did she just say?
What?
Is she speaking Spanish right now?
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Because in my head, it makes so much sense.
I mean, you're living in fear of your own expectations every single day, every minute
Yeah.
of the day.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And you're aware of it.
I am, and it's honestly like, because I would say the two things is talking in front of cameras and like talking in front of a crowd. Like, I took speech class in college, and I knew then that I was
It wasn't
not,
for you.
no. And even though like I appreciate like motivational speakers and like I want to be motivational, and I think that's what kind of sucks too is I'm like, how else can I be motivational without? Because I'm not a good speaker. I know it, and I know like those kind of things. You know, you just have to practice and do it.
Well, that's where social media comes into play now.
Yeah.
Because you can hide
Yeah.
behind your screen.
Even that though, I don't know. I just like am not good at like.
You're just a scared little puppy, aren't you?
No. See, and one of my like favorite like things I tell myself all the time is don't be a little bitch. You know, with like anything.
Is that how you kind of psych yourself out?
Yeah, like
psych
if I'm
yourself
like,
up?
oh, this is gonna be hard, I'm like, don't be a little bitch.
Does it
like,
help?
oh, I don't. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because you know, like, oh, I really don't want to jump into this freezing water right now when it's like 15 degrees out. But also, like, don't be a little bitch. Like, it's fine.
So your inner competitor is not letting you lose.
Yeah, I think Spartan races, anything like competitive wise. And so it's not like what I can do. It's more of like me psyching myself out in my head, and you know, I don't
Yeah.
know if that makes sense,
Yeah.
but it's just like different kind of nervousness.
Did you almost cancel?
No,
Okay.
because I'm not a little bitch.
Don't be a little bitch.
Did I? Was I? You know, like, oh no, what if this doesn't go well? And I keep psyching myself out. 100%.
But what's well again? You know,
Yeah.
it's all
And I hope like
subjective.
somebody can relate here. Like I hope there are people out here like, hey, I am not good at, you know, because even when you're talking like with somebody and you're having like an amazing conversation, it's like you're motivating each other as you talk about something like serious. And then for some reason, when you know there's a camera there, you're like,
It hits different.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I'm just gonna talk
Well,
about how I love monkeys when I was younger.
On that note, we're gonna close out.
Okay.
Do you have? Not because you just no.
Yeah.
It's just that time. It's that time.
Oh.
Do you have any questions for me before we officially close?
What is your biggest fear?
I've been asked that once before,
Oh,
but I think my answer has changed.
okay.
My biggest fear is not leaving something positive behind.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it would kill me if I left this planet and there wasn't one positive thing someone could say about me.
Yeah.
That would destroy me.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there's people out there that people just can't see anything positive about them. I would hate to think so. But yeah, I mean, I want right off the cuff, when I say Shaun Chaney, what do you think? Something positive right
I
off the
feel
bat.
like you already got that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be a biggest fear of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think, yeah. Would be if that wasn't the case, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you've changed enough people's lives that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Christa. My job's not done.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm 46. Yeah, I've changed people's lives. But if I just hang it up,
Yeah.
if I stop,
Yeah.
if I get complacent, if I die 20 years from now, people might not remember what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
They're going to know me for that miserable dickhead that doesn't do anything good for society.
Yeah.
Like, I still need to work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely, 100%.
So-
yeah, don't stop. But
No,
like, I feel like there's a lot of positive though.
thank you.
If someone says your name, yeah, 100%.
Good. We're going to keep it that way.
Yes.
And speaking of positive, it would make me so happy if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel, watch one of these episodes, and I will see you on the next episode of Barbells and Bourbon. Peace.
Thank
Yay.
you. Oh my god.
We did it.